Harriman, I need a site check on this.
I'll take care of it.
Great. Can you have it on my desk by 3 o'clock?
Hart, look how thick this is.
Okay, make it 5 o'clock. Zeiss, what happened to those galleys I gave you?
I'm getting to it. I just have to finish this
I
brief.
told the printer he'd have it by noon. Call them, say they're on the way. And I've got this other note I want you to get
Wait a
busy on.
second. I still have to finish the Haverford decision.
Can you do both?
No way.
I'll take it.
What?
It's on the scope of the exclusionary rule.
Who tells you these things?
Nobody tells me I'm psychic. I saw the decision on your desk. It's right up my alley. Civil rights, the Fourth Amendment.
I'll think about it.
Think about what?
Well, it's just that the last case note you turned in wasn't as comprehensive as we like them to be. I mean, I understand.
Look, Hart, we've
I
been
realize
over that already. I was overextending myself. I now realize that, like other human beings, I have only one brain, 2 arms, 2 legs, 24 hours in a day. It won't happen again, I promise.
I know. It's just that this is a very significant decision. The note has to
Wait a minute, Hart. Just because we're friends, I don't expect you to do me any special favors. But don't hold it against me either. Look, I made a mistake. Don't friends get just one mistake like everybody else?
Okay, but I need an outline on my desk Friday morning.
You got it. With chopped nuts and a cherry on top.
Hart, Zeiss tells me he's not doing the case note on the exclusionary rule.
That's right.
So who are you going to give it to?
I've already given it to Laura.
Laura?
Good listening, Harriman.
Laura.
We have a situation where essentially the plaintiff's paramour withdrew money from her bank account, took out loans in her name, mortgaged her summer cottage, and sold her rare stamp collection. Now, does the woman have any recourse in a court of law, Mr. Dugan?
Absolutely.
On what grounds?
On what grounds? He's a criminal. Theft, fraud, extortion, take your pick.
Yes, we all agree that the man's behavior was beneath contempt. He was a cad. Nevertheless, the defendant was acquitted, and when appealed to a higher court, the decision was upheld. Now, can you tell us why, Mrs. Samuels?
Yes, because the plaintiff signed a binding agreement giving the defendant power of attorney, and a contract is a contract.
Precisely. And we might all take heed of the plaintiff's misfortune and remind ourselves that one must use caution in matters of the heart. Good day.
Well, that was a rather cryptic conclusion to the class.
In these class discussions, I do attempt to emphasize the spirit as well as the letter of the law.
I see. I must confess the remark seemed to me to have a certain confessional aspect to it.
I take it that there was something besides the thirst for knowledge that brought you here today?
Oh, Professor Kingsfield, you see right through me. Yes, I'm putting together a lecture series for the Law Institute on comparative Anglo-American law. And I was hoping that you might be persuaded to join in the discussion of that English law whereby the losing party pays court costs.
Known commonly as the sporting theory. A most unfortunate rule.
Well, there are two sides to the argument. May I put you down as representing the American point of view?
Well, if you think it will add to the quality of the discussion, certainly.
I'm certain that it will. You know, you haven't been by to see my office since I had it redecorated.
I shall make a point of it.
I might even offer you a cup of tea should you stop by in the late afternoon.
Stay, illusion. If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. Kingsfield, how good to see you again.
Professor Tyler, this is Professor Derek Southern, distinguished guest lecturer, is it not?
Yes, it is. What a distinct pleasure, Professor Tyler.
Thank you.
Well, Kingsfield, I've been hearing great things about you. They should be erecting your statue any day now.
You appear to be getting younger every time I see you.
Oh, it's because of those frequent visits to the Fountain of Youth. Kingsfield and I Spent many summer evenings at Oxford, stalking the gardens. Years back, when we were both hot-blooded young students of the law.
Stalking? What?
Nothing, I assure you, my dear, as attractive as the vision I see before me now.
Your unrestrained sincerity has always been an inspiration to all of us.
Ever the witty rejoinder, Kingsfield. Well, I must be off to my first lecture. Room 325, where is that?
Right down the hall and to your left.
Straight down the hall to my left. Such precise instructions. Perhaps some afternoon I can persuade you to show me around the campus.
Perhaps.
Down the hall to my left.
Come in. Laura. Hi, honey. What can I do for you?
Remember when your back went out and you had that prescription for Valium?
Uh-huh, sure.
Well, I've been going for so long. I just have to get some sleep. My mind just keeps racing.
Well, let me look. I don't think I finished that prescription.
No, I'm sorry to even ask you this. I just have to get a little rapid eye movement before my next class. You know how it is. Oh, fantastic. I'm gonna get some shut-eye. Where's my teddy bear?
Laura, I'd feel much more comfortable if you just took what you needed and left the rest here.
I'm sorry. Sure. 2 okay?
Mm-hmm.
3? Just 1 for good luck.
Laura, please slow down. You know, there's plenty of time.
Thanks.
Hey, Laura. Never see you around the dorm anymore.
What can I tell you? Life got tougher.
Law school's supposed to get easier this second year.
Oh, is that what it's supposed to do? You tell that to your friend Hart.
Is he working you pretty hard at law review?
When I wrote my way onto law review, I thought this has got to be the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole life. Forget it. Hart was just getting us warmed up for the real boogie. You ever been in an avalanche?
No.
I haven't either, but it must be something like this. I mean, if you blow it just once, you can just forget about getting any of the sexy assignments. They'll stick in a back room somewhere counting paper clips. But if you can pull it off, you develop this reputation. You get put in this publication that gets sent all over the country. I mean, it blows my mind to think that some law student in Wyoming is reading my interpretation of the Supreme Court holdings on immunity. It's big stuff.
Yeah, be sure to send me a copy so we can keep in touch.
As the dark clouds of guilt start forming around me, I gasp. But we're still friends. You just gotta let me breathe. You just gotta let me...
Hey, Laura.
Hey, Kramer, what's going on?
Don't forget, we got the Department of Energy hearings today at 4.
You think I'm gonna forget that? I've been preparing for this for weeks. If they think they can just cruise in here and start drilling, they've got another thing coming. See you later. See, don't forget, I've got all these responsibilities besides law review.
Maybe you're just trying to do too much.
They want to put oil rigs in the bay. Do you like swimming in oil slicks? Besides, I'm way behind in all my classes, and I mean way back there.
Well, I just thought maybe we could get together sometime, you know. Maybe I could cook dinner for you.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah,
Are you going to be anywhere near the legal aid office this afternoon?
sort of.
Great. Give this to Fowler. Tell him that I haven't had a chance to look over the Manchester briefs. I'll have them to him by noon. Now, you better make that 5 o'clock.
What about the planning commission?
Oh, God, I totally spaced it out. Okay, 9 o'clock. Absolutely. Belle, what would I do without you?
Yeah,
What were you saying?
nothing. Forget about it.
There's something about dinner?
Look, you're obviously booked through New Year's
I'd
Eve.
love to.
What?
Have dinner with you. I didn't know you could cook.
Well, I'm not exactly Julia Child
What are
or
you going to
Betty.
use for a kitchen?
Well, I thought I'd ask Ford and Hart if I could use their place.
Saturday okay?
Yeah, Saturday's fine. Hey, you like veal? What is
the music and that.
Good morning, Mrs. Nottingham.
Oh, Professor Tyler?
Is Professor Kingsfield in?
Yes, he is. But he's in the middle of a very important correspondence and can't be disturbed.
I'll just stick my head in the door.
I can give him a message for you if you...
Professor Kingsfield?
I'm sorry, sir. I told her you were busy.
Come in, Professor.
Thank you. I just wanted to give you the date in the seminar. It'll be on the 13th at 7 p.m. in the auditorium.
Well, make a note of it. Have you found someone to take the opposite position?
Yes, Derek's going to.
Derek.
Professor Southern, didn't he tell you?
I have not laid eyes on Professor Southern since the day he arrived. I take it you have.
Yes, I was having difficulty finding someone to take the position. And he told me how much he'd enjoyed crossing swords with you in a good debate back at Oxford. And he insisted upon participating in the seminar. It seemed like a good idea to me.
You are aware that Professor Southern's area of expertise has absolutely nothing to do with the topic we shall be discussing?
I know, but he has such colorful opinions. It should prove to be a stimulating evening, I think, don't you?
God, I'm starving. I haven't had anything but antacids for breakfast since I started Kingsfield's class. I'm a shell of my former self. Probably die of malnutrition before my second year. What if that guy knows what he does to our digestive systems?
You know what I wonder? I wonder what it would be like to get through one morning without listening to some 1L whining about Kingsfield. Why don't you go to a doctor? Go talk to your mother. As long as I don't have to hear about it.
Morning, Laura.
Is that what it is?
Pull another all-nighter?
Yeah. But the outline's on Hart's desk. That's what counts.
Ford said the apartment's all mine Saturday night.
That's nice.
See? That's what this place is all about. Hard work, dedication.
Drugs.
Laura. Laura!
Oh, hi. I'm sorry, I'm just a little spaced out.
Great outline.
Yeah?
Get busy on the note.
Okay.
Okay? That's it? From you, the least I'd expect is a little tap dance.
Oh, right. God, what am I thinking about? How's that?
Great. Dragging your left foot a little. Look a little tired.
Who, me? I'm fine. Just point me in the right direction.
Oh, I dreamed here. Yes. Ah, Kingsfield, you're just in time. Come join us.
I'm afraid I must refuse you. My seminar awaits.
The Gloucester is ripe to perfection. You remember the picnics we used to have?
Vividly.
I'm looking forward to our little debate next week. Margaret and I were just going over a few of the subtleties of the issue.
I'm sending my secretary over with a copy of the debate format. If you have any suggestions or comments.
I'm sure you have a balanced structure, admirably suited for the exploration of the issues involved.
Don't worry, Kingsfield. Margaret is maintaining a strict neutrality for now.
Good for you, Professor.
But I have a hunch I'll win her to my side before this battle is over.
Here it is. Wait, yeah, this is it. Grenadin de veau grain. You cook the veal lightly, And then you add Canadian bacon and cheese. And then you make this sauce with cognac and ignite it.
Ignite it?
Yeah, you just touch a match to it. Oh, it's breathtaking. Huge flames.
Nah, maybe I should stick to a nice, simple recipe that won't gut the apartment. Like this veal scallopini here. Like this nice veal scallopini here. You just add tomato sauce.
Willis, why go to the trouble of buying a good piece of veal if you're just going to submerge it in a sea of tomatoes and mushrooms?
I just want it to be special, you know?
You see, this is why they build these institutions of higher learning, so that fine young men and women can stroll down their tree-lined walkways, contemplating the more important aspects of human civilization.
Well, actually, we were
discussing the impact of the Frankfurter Court on international relations, one of Belle's passions.
We still on for Saturday night?
Yeah.
Let's talk vegetables.
Right.
See, what you get into once you allow illegally obtained evidence to be presented before a grand jury is a situation where how can you say that it's okay for those guys to see all the evidence, but not the people on the jury if the case goes to trial? I mean, there's no way you can stop that. Once you open up that door, it's all over for the Fourth Amendment. I mean, they'd be presenting evidence no matter how they obtained it. Illegal searches, wiretaps, forget it. It's Big Brother time. And slowly but surely, that's what these decisions are coming to. I could go on and on about this stuff forever. I just hope that I can get it all down on paper for Hart.
I'm sure you will. Can I get you anything else?
No, I'm fine.
Veal wasn't prepared the way you like it, was it?
Oh, you're waiting for me, aren't you? I'm sorry. It's delicious.
Oh, take your time. Enjoy it.
Well, you know, I'm not very hungry anyway. You know how I get when I plug into something. I just space everything else out. And you prepared all this nice food and everything. God, I feel terrible.
It doesn't matter. I just figured a little change from dorm food might do us both some good.
Yeah, it's nice to get away. What time is it?
8:30.
Oh, boy. I've got to get back to the library before it closes.
Are you okay?
Of course I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Are you okay? What's wrong?
I don't know. I just want you to take good care of yourself.
Don't worry, I do.
Laura, it just seems like you just can't relax.
I can relax. I just have all this work piled up waiting for me. I better get back to the library. I mean, I can feel the books vibrating on the table. Read me, read me.
Wait a minute. Don't you want to stay for some dessert or some coffee or something?
Oh, Belle, you're a doll. Thanks for doing this. What can I say?
In the proposed takeover, the tri-state conglomerate would take control of the Jupiter Machine Company. Now, would this takeover be violating any antitrust laws? Laura?
Yes, I believe it would. The Jupiter Machine Company would have an unfair advantage in the market due to the power and capital of Tri-State.
I see. Well, perhaps you could be more specific. Does Tri-State own any other companies that are in the machine business?
Not aware of anything.
Well, then there wouldn't be any conflict on those grounds. So what was it that led you to your conclusion? Could you cite examples where Tri-State has taken over a business and driven competitors out of the market?
I don't have that information in front of me at this time.
Oh, that's unfortunate. In other words, your argument comes under the banner heading of, if it's big, it's bad. Does that sum up the content of your position? Well, perhaps you'd be good enough to do the research required to discuss this case in detail. Prepare a presentation on the dealings of Tri-State for our next class meeting. All right, class, thank you.
Hart! you something. I just got hit with this extra assignment in antitrust, and I haven't been able to spend as much time on the note that you gave me as I would like, and I was wondering if I could have an extra day.
Oh, you know the rules, Laura. There are no extensions.
Look, I know I shouldn't even be asking this, but there's just so much important information that I have to get into that
Wait
note,
a
and if
minute.
I just had
We've
one
got
little
a
more...
policy, Laura. I mean, if I make an exception for you and all of that.
Please, Hart. If you just give me the extra day, I swear I'll have it into you on time, and it'll be wonderful. Please? For a friend?
Okay, you can have the extra day, but that note better be sensational.
Oh, thank you, Hart. That's a big help. I promise I'm going to the library right now. Thank you.
Well, I didn't expect to see you here among the stacks.
Research to do?
I'll get out of your way. I just need to find one book, and it doesn't seem to be here.
What book is that?
It's the English Law Summary from 1950 to the present.
Yes, I happen to have that book. Please, will you take it?
Oh, no. You use it first. I'll check it out when
I
you
have
return
more than enough research on the subject. Please.
Well, thank you. I'll send it over to you when I'm finished.
Thank you.
You're taking the seminar rather seriously, aren't you?
Well, when one has an opponent like Derek Southern, one must be prepared. You seem to be enjoying his company.
He's a very enjoyable companion.
Yes, Derek's virtues have always shone most brightly in a woman's eye. Does he still read Byron with classical music playing softly in the background?
Not only Byron, but Browning and Yeats, and even some Ferlinghetti.
I see.
Good evening, Professor Kingsfield.
First of all, she turns it in a day late.
That's not Laura's fault. I gave her an extra day.
I thought we agreed on no more extensions.
In my opinion, the material merited the extra consideration.
Oh, is that what's wrong with this? I mean, look at this sentence. It starts up here, keeps going down here, and it finally ends way over there. I can't decipher half of what she's talking about. And she gets off on these tangents, like this business over here about car searches. I mean, who cares?
I'm aware that the note isn't in very good shape.
It seems to me we have two questions. What are we going to do about the note? And what are we going to do about Laura?
I don't think there's any question. She doesn't belong on Law Review. Now, as we all know, this is not the first assignment that she's blown up her nose or whatever she's using.
Hold on. We don't know that for a fact. And we're talking about the note, not her personal life.
Look, Hart, we all know that she's your friend.
That's got nothing to do with it.
Of course it does. That's why you gave her the assignment in the first place, isn't it? The woman does not belong on Law Review, and if you weren't so caught up in being Mr. Nice Guy, you'd see that.
I'm going to ignore that, Rita. It seems to me the only fair thing to do is to put her on probation and give her another chance to fix the note.
If she bombs out, we go over schedule.
If she bombs out, I'll write the note myself. Is that acceptable to everyone here?
Hey, Hart, over here.
Wendy, another mug for El Presidente. Ford was just telling us how he took over a cigar factory.
You've heard this story.
Several times. Right ahead.
Well, when I bought this stock, I assumed it was in dairy products. I didn't know, but I mean, what do you expect from a company called Havana Farms? So, a while later, I get this certificate from Curacao.
How you feeling?
Oh, just a little pit stop before I get back on the track.
Laura, I'm worried about you.
No, it was that bad.
Well, it was, but that's not what I mean. I mean, look at your eyes. Look at your coloring. You look like hell.
Just trying to live up to the standards of the Law Review.
Well, I don't want you to do it that way. Know what I'm talking about? Look, I'm your friend. I'm worried.
Hart, I learned my lesson. I was a zombie the other day. I can't do that stuff anymore.
Yeah, but things aren't going to ease up for you.
Look, I just needed a little zap to get me through a rough time. You're really sweet to worry about me. I appreciate it. Now tell me about the note. Look, I know it was a little long. I just didn't want to leave anything out. You can cut whatever you want.
Yeah, it's not in very good shape.
It isn't?
No, as a matter of fact, I just came from a meeting with the editorial staff, and we pretty much agree that it's not going to work. I mean, your writing was unclear, and you departed from the structure of the outline, and some of the points you made weren't even relevant to the case.
Well, there was a reason for that. I mean, I can explain that. Look, I'll rewrite it. Just tell me what you don't like.
Look, Laura, because this isn't the first time that one of your notes hasn't met law review expectations, the way we deal with these things is we put you on a kind of probation. You get to fix it, but if you can't do the work...
What, I'm off law review? It was that bad?
Look, I know you can do the work, and I have taken lots of notes. You can look them over.
When do you need it?
If you have any, Wednesday, noon. See, the issue's got to get to the printer by the 15th.
I understand.
What's so serious over there?
Oh, just having a little drink here with my probation officer. You mind if I finish my water, Sarge?
Oh, come on, Laura.
Kramer?
I think he's in the shower.
Kramer, you in here?
Who wants to know?
You got any more white crosses?
What do I look like, a pharmacist?
Look, I ran out. I really have to have some for tonight.
All right, check the top drawer in my desk.
Thank you.
What are you doing in here?
Not now, Bill.
You know you're not supposed to be in somebody's room and they're not in it.
I have his permission.
I want to talk to you.
Some other time.
Hey, I want to talk to you right now. Look, I didn't want to say anything because I know the kind of pressure you've been under, and I didn't want to interfere.
What do you want?
It's about the drugs, Laura.
Oh, God, Bill, you're not going to lay some anti-drug rap on me now, are you?
You're really hooked, aren't you? You really need it.
Yes. And as a matter of fact, I'm about to take some right now. See?
Why?
Because they help me to focus when I can't see straight. Because they give me energy when I'm so tired, I feel like I'm going to pass out. Because they make me feel like I'm still here when people are out to eliminate me.
Who's trying to eliminate you?
Hart says if I don't get this note to him tomorrow and up to his expectations, I'm off law review. So would you please leave? I have a lot of work to do.
You can do the work without the pills. You're smarter than...
No, I can't! Look, everybody in this place is killing themselves just so they can make a good grade and get a head start on that fat job that's waiting to make them happy for the rest of their lives. It doesn't matter how they do it as long as they get the job done. That's okay. That's what law school's all about, right? But drugs, oh no, that's something terrible. That's against the rules. Bill, you are so naive. It's all part of the same system.
Why did you have to keep it from me?
I'm not hiding anything from you. You don't know me. You don't know what my life is like. You just walk around clinging to your little rules so that you can make some sense out of your life. You really don't know what you're talking about. Would you please close the door when you leave?
We ought to look first to the intent behind the rule, requiring the losing party to pay the legal fees of both parties. The intent, first of all, was to discourage frivolous litigations, which had jammed the court calendars and created an overwhelming backlog of cases such as we are witnessing today in the court system in America. Granted, it is difficult for Americans to acknowledge that they may still have something to learn from their mother country. However, the mother continues to remind the unruly child that it is time to come in out of the rain.
I would remind my distinguished opponent that America was founded on the principles of equal justice for all. The rule we are discussing tonight sharpens its teeth on the misfortunes of the poor and the disadvantaged. Those people who may have a legitimate grievance, but who are not in a position to take the financial risk of losing a case in a court of law. The English law savors of those aristocratic prejudices that motivated our ancestors to dump good English tea into the Boston Harbor.
In England, we believe in the principle, to the victor belongs the spoils. Are you not saying, in effect, Professor Kingsfield, that a man should be punished by paying legal fees, even though his was a just cause?
We must make certain that the myth of victory at no cost be revealed for the fraud that it is. Such thinking only encourages parties to enter into a court of law as if it were a gladiator's ring, where only one of the opponents will come out alive. Such a policy would discourage out-of-court settlements.
I have been told that as one grows older, it often becomes difficult to contemplate change. Perhaps that is my worthy opponent's problem tonight. Certainly, this law would encourage settlement, as both parties would be reluctant to chance losing.
I presume my opponent is aware that at the present time, 95% of all civil cases filed in the United States are settled out of court. We can only conclude from these statistics that although imperfect, the law would not be materially improved by adding this new rule. And we must therefore politely but firmly reject the fallacious solicitations of our English colleague.
Hurry up, Kramer, it's almost 8.
Laura, it's me. I just wanted to apologize to you for... Laura, your alarm went off. You okay? Laura? You want to answer me?
Leave me alone.
Come on. You have to turn in the note this morning. This from Laura. She couldn't make it this morning. She just didn't have a chance to finish it.
Where is she?
She's not in very good shape, Hart. You don't realize how hard she's been working the past couple of weeks. It just kind of caught up with her.
Right. Well, I'll look over this when I get a chance. Thanks for bringing it by, Belle.
Look, Hart, you can't fire her. It'll destroy what's left of her confidence.
Belle, at this point, there's not much I can do about it.
Of course there is. You're president. You run the show. Give her another chance. You don't know what it means to her to be on law review. I don't know. She works harder than anybody I know. Everybody else around here goes around thinking about themselves, but not Laura. She makes time for the causes she believes in. She takes time to help people. Not because she thinks she's going to get something back for it either. It's because she believes in what she's doing. And then when she made Law Review, it was like, finally, she got some recognition. Yes, you were one of the best. She is, Hart. You know she is.
Well, I have to judge Laura by the same standards I judge everyone else. Now, she's been turning in junk. What am I supposed to do?
Look, Hart, she got a little strung out on some pills. That's why she didn't finish the note.
I thought she was stopping.
Yeah, but it's not that easy, and now's the time when she really needs the support of her friends. We have to help her, Hart. We have to. We have to.
Right, I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
The article on the Kensington decision needs some more work in the conclusion. I made a few notes in the margin. The note on the Manchester versus Cutler lacks sufficient substance to merit its inclusion in the law review. Perhaps you can fit it into the Supreme Court's decision on the Langley Public Schools. I believe that decision was issued in October.
Fine, I'll see what I can come up with.
Oh, this case note on the exclusionary rule, very well written. It has no name on it.
No, sir.
I assume someone wrote it, Mr. Hart?
Yes, sir, I did. It was originally assigned to another student, but they were having some problems with it, so I took it over.
You're far too busy to be spending your time doing other people's work, Mr. Hart.
Yes, sir. I'm aware of that.
Have you dealt with the situation?
Yes, sir, I'm in the process of doing that right now. It's difficult because this person is also a close friend. And I'm aware of what's at stake for her. Maybe I'm at fault for giving her too big an assignment in the first place. I mean, she asked for it, but then that's the way she is. Maybe if I'd realized her limitations earlier...
May I suggest that you leave yourself out of this for the moment? Not everyone is suited for law review. And it is not your job to protect the members of your staff from discovering where their particular talents may or may not lie. I appreciate the complications that arise when one finds oneself struggling with personal feelings in a professional situation. It is a condition that one continues to come up against for the rest of one's life. And I regret to say there are no correct answers, Mr. Hart, only unfortunate ones. In that case, I think we should refer this to the Dean's Committee on Housing. And now, if no one else has anything, I think we should adjourn. Thank you, Mrs. Nottingham.
Professor Southern asked me to apologize to you for leaving before he had the opportunity to say goodbye.
I appreciate his thoughtfulness.
I wanted to tell you how many compliments I've had on the seminar. People were particularly impressed by the eloquence and passion with which you delivered the case. I found it quite stirring at times.
It's a subject which I've always found wholly absorbing.
Oh, it was the subject, then, that you found so provocative?
Subject, yes.
There were moments when it seemed there might have been more at stake.
I was not aware of that.
I was just on my way to call you. You feeling any better?
Yeah, I just needed some sleep.
I've decided that I have to take you off law review.
Yeah, well, I sort of assumed that.
you don't know how bad I feel.
Oh, yes, I do.
You know, I don't know how to say this. Maybe it's not my place. The way I see Laura View, we do this one thing over here. And for some reason, you couldn't do that thing. Then there's all this other area over here. That's what happens in the rest of this law school. It's got nothing to do with Laura View. It has to do with what it takes to be a good lawyer. And it has a lot to do with what it takes to be a good person. And you fill this other area out better than just about anyone in this law school. And that's why I have so much respect for you. And why it's so hard for me to see you blowing it. Laura, you've got to get help.
I told you it's not a problem.
If there is anything I can do, please, please let me know.
Where's my comb?
Laura? Laura? Can I come in? Are you all right? I heard about what Hart did. I couldn't believe it.
He did the right thing. I had my chance. I blew it.
You didn't blow it. You just got overextended, that's all. It's hard for you to say no to things.
Now, that's a version you're supposed to believe. That's not what's going on. See, what it boils down to is I just have to be doing something all the time. It's the only way I know how to feel good about myself. If I just run around doing all these things. It's just that somehow I can't quite get to that place where I feel good just where I am. So I figure I'll just do more. Like write my way onto law review. When I get there, I'm still no good.
You know how hard it is to get on law review?
It's like I'm swimming in an ocean. And all I need is just a few little pills just to get me over this great big wave of work and pressure. And for a while, that's fine. But then I can't stop swimming, and I just go on, and I get so tired, and all I want to do is rest. But then another big wave comes along, and I don't want to crash, so I take more pills. Somehow I make it to shore. When I get there, my life's all messed up. I'm off law review. I'm all cried out. But you know what's still going through my head? See, I told you you didn't have what it takes.
Look, you're just tired. You just need some rest, that's all.
No! Bill, I have problems. You just don't want to see that, do you? You've got me stuck way up there somewhere being God's little masterpiece.
Not exactly.
Well, that's not me up there, Bill. I'm down here and I'm in trouble and I need help.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna go down to the counseling center and see if I can find somebody to talk to.
You can talk to me. You can talk to me.
No, that's just not enough, Bill. I'm sorry. I'll see you later.
How come you walk so fast?
This is the way I walk.
Okay if I walk with you?
Sure.